Hey everybody, Varun here from Language Academy. Guys, once again it's great to connect with all of you. This is a very special video. I'm going to share something which I've experienced recently and want to clear out few doubts which I get from a lot of students out there. So recently there were a lot of rumors among students that things have changed in PTE. PTE is difficult, PTE is not the same anymore, and students were in a state of panic. I thought, why not go myself and check if there are any changes or not. I took the exam on 13th of November, I guess, and 14th of November I got the result, and fortunately, to my good luck or by the grace of God, this time as well I've got overall 90. This is the 5th time I've got overall 90, and 7th or 8th time I've got 8 each in all the modules. So what do I want to tell and clear in this video? First of all, are there any changes? And I'll just give a brief of each task, what I do whenever I go for the exam, and what I train my students to do in order to get a perfect score. So without any further delays, let's get started. Very first thing, as you can see on your screen, these are my last 5 scorecards where I've got 90. Along with that, I'll show you my other scorecards as well. Now, very first question, are there any changes in the exam? The clear answer is there are no changes at all. It's 120% exactly the same as it was before. Now, if you consider new questions as a change in PTE, I won't consider that as a change. You shouldn't be expecting, actually. A lot of students, what they do is, if they don't get any repeated material, they say that exam has changed. It's very obvious that time to time Pearson is going to update the question bank and you won't really get the same questions again. So if you get new questions, do not panic. While you practice, you have to practice this way, that even if you don't get the repeated questions, you should be able to do it. Second thing, are there any changes in the format? No changes in the format, no changes in the question type. Each and everything is exactly the same. And are there any changes? One question which I get from a lot of students is that Pearson is now blocking templates. If you use the template, you won't get the score. I use each and every template which we give out in the class in our training sessions, and all of them worked perfectly. For speaking, I use the new speaking strategies which we revealed around 3 months back, I guess. Then after that, for writing, I used all the templates. For reading, I focused more on the context. It wasn't that hard, but if you understand the context, it will be very easy. But if you don't, it's not that easy as well. And for listening, summarize spoken text, again I use the same template which we give out in the class, and write from dictation I use the new trick for that as well. Now let's get started. From the very first task, I will not elaborate, just give you a brief about what I did in each particular task. Now first of all, introduction. From my last 7 attempts, this is 110% sure. Introduction is not going to give you any scores in any of the module. It's just to get you started, just to give you a start. So even if you don't do very well in the introduction, don't worry much about it. Your read alouds, very important. What I do is, I do not go at a very fast pace, I just speak at a normal pace. Now one thing which I see a lot of students confuse fluency with. Fluency, a lot of students think that fluency is all about going fast. If you don't speak fast, your fluency is going to be low. That is not the case. Fluency is more about speaking in a natural flow, taking pauses and maintaining a flow as well. It's not like you're pausing after every word. If you are going in a flow, not going too fast, not going too slow as well, just at a moderate pace, and take proper pauses so that you don't run out of breath, you will be fine. So read aloud, I used to go at a moderate pace, properly stress on S and ED sound at the end of the word, and I always made sure that I read each and every word carefully in the practice time as well as when my recording is going on. For repeat sentences, I released a video a week back, I guess. In that I've shown you guys that it is not mandatory to repeat 100% of the repeat sentences. Even if you repeat around 80% of the repeat sentences, you will be fine. You don't really need to worry too much about it. I won't say repeat sentences are not important, they are very important. But in case you're not able to repeat 100%, don't panic. Even if you repeat around 80-85% of the sentences, of the content in the sentences, you'll be fine, as I've shown you in the video I released earlier. Now I won't really ask you to don't practice these are very important, and you can't really mess each and every repeat sentence. Try to give you 100%, but in case you're not, don't panic, just repeat as much as you can in a fluent manner. Describe image and retell lecture. Again, one question, okay, let's clarify this. One question which I get a lot of time, how long do I need to speak? See, See, I've even tried speaking 40 seconds. I've even tried speaking 20 seconds. I've got 90 using 20 seconds as well. I've got 90 using 40 seconds as well. So it doesn't really matter how long you speak. It matters what you speak and how you speak it. If you can cover the keywords, if you can cover the content in 20 seconds, you'll be fine. If you speak for 40 seconds but you're not covering enough content, you're not speaking relevant content, you are not going to be fine. So even if you speak around 20-25 seconds but you speak in a fluent manner and cover all the content, you'll be fine. I use the new speaking strategies for speaking, and since I've used that, I've got 90 in speaking every time. So that is really working for a lot of students. Then your answer short questions. This time as well, I guess I wasn't really sure about 2 to 3 answer short questions because they were kind of complicated out of my general knowledge, I'll say, out of my context. So in that case, what I did, I just repeated few keywords from the question. Okay, one hint, whenever you're not really sure about the answer, what you need to do, you just need to repeat few keywords from the question. Don't worry much about it. Answer short questions not that important, or I'll give your best. There's no harm in that, but in case you're not able to get the right answer, don't say I don't know, don't keep quiet, just repeat few keywords from the question, you'll be fine. Then comes your summarize written text. Again, I used the trick in here as well. I did not focus too much on complicating things. I just used similar sentences from the passage, joined them using connectors, wrote around 65 words every time I've gone for the exam. In last 7 to 8 attempts, I think I've got 19 writing, and every time I've done the same thing. Then after that, writing essay, exactly the same template. What you need to focus on, you don't really need to focus on accuracy of your content. You don't really need to make a lot of sense out of it. What you need to do, you just need to make sure you have all the keywords. First of all the keywords from the essay topic in your answer, and few keywords related and relevant to the essay topic in your answer. You will be fine. I've written around 250 words in the essay, 250-270 words in the essay, and that's more than enough. I can also tell you this thing, even if you write 210 words, you can get 90. Even if you write 300 words or 299 words, you may miss out on even getting 50. It doesn't really matter that how many words you have written, it matters what you have written in those particular words. If you can cover the content in 210 words, 200 words, that's fine. I normally recommend students to write around 240-270 words so that they can cover enough content and keywords, and at the same time they have enough time to proofread. But if your typing speed is slow, you can write around 220 words, but make sure you have good content and you have to make sure you proofread your essay. When I went for the exam, I always proofread my essay because every time I remember, I used to have around 6 to 7 typing errors. It's human nature. Whenever I type over here, when I use the computer, I normally have autocorrect function, right? And we are not really conscious about the spelling mistakes. But over there, you won't have autocorrect, so you need to very carefully read each and everything on the screen. After that, your reading section. Reading and writing blanks, the drop down blanks can be tricky sometimes, but there's nothing to panic about, nothing to worry about. If I have done it right, you can do it as well. It's not something of a rocket science, but you need to be very attentive over there, and you need to pay 110% attention on what they're talking about, what is the context, and what you are supposed to fill in that blank based on your grammatical knowledge, based on your vocab, as well as very important based on the context. A lot of time I see students don't focus on the passage, they just focus on 2 words before the blank, 2 words after the blank, and try to fill the right option. It's very important you skim the whole passage and then only go ahead with your answers. Then MCQ multiple answer. Reading, I always select one answer. I don't even bother solving reading MCQ multiple answers. This experiment, the current one I did, was with reading MCQs, and actually I skipped reading multiple MCQs, reading single MCQs, and then over here I got 3 of each. I remember I skipped all of them, and I've got 87 in reading. So they contribute around half a point. That's why they're not very important. Not even half a point, I'll say, because if you consider MCQ, right, you have more than one option which is correct. So basically 2 options each in MCQ multiple and 1 option in MCQ single. So 9 points, right, if you consider 1 point for the correct answer. But I've only lost 3 points. So one correct answer is not even worth 0.5. So don't worry much about it. But yes, if you can give your best, go for it, but do not waste time on MCQ multiple answers. I always select one option in MCQ multiple answers. Then comes your reorder paragraph. In here, one was complicated, one was fine. I solved the one which was easy, and the other one which was complicated, I just made pairs. I did not focus on solving the whole thing. I used strategy number 2 from a reorder paragraph video. In here, I did I just made I took two sentences which are going to go together, took them on the other side, took another two sentences which are going to go together, which were making a pair, took them on the other side, and then arranged accordingly based on the context. If you make pairs, you'll be fast, efficient, and more productive over there. Then comes your reading drag and drop. You need to make sure that you give your 110% here. Understand the context. If you understand the passage, things are going to be easy. But if you just rely on repeated question, back of your mind you have this thing, if this is repeated or not, if this is repeated or not, what if I don't get the repeated one? You don't have to think about this. If you practice everything from the website or from Language Academy's portal, and you practice not using your cramming or memory techniques, using the grammatical and logic techniques, you will be able to solve each and every reading blank you get in the exam. And then comes your MCQ single answers. I got 3 of them, I guess, and I've skipped them. But yes, previous when I got 19 reading, I did not paid too much attention over here. I just focused on selecting one option which seems to be right. But yes, what I recommend over here, why I'm saying I did not pay too much attention, because these are not very important. But let's say you have done your reading and writing blanks, MCQ multiple answers, reorders, drag and drop, and you're left with MCQ single answers. You still have 4 minutes to go. And with reading you won't have any rollover time, right? So I will highly recommend, do not take these lightly, because even if they contribute half a point and you have time left, right? The main thing is we have got time left. Why MCQ multiple answer? I did not ask you to spend too much time, because you have your reorders, you have your drag and drop blanks after that. And if you spend too much on MCQ multiple, you may miss out on your drag and drop blanks. But once you are done with your drag and drop blanks and you only have MCQ single answers left, what I'll recommend you over there, I will recommend you, if you have time left, try to read the question, read the passage, and try to get the right answer. Even half a point can sometimes make a difference. So whenever you have got time left, do not take things lightly and give your 120% over there. And that is how you'll finish off your reading section. Then you'll come on to your optional break. I always take a break whenever I go for the exam. Why? By the time I finish reading, I'm really tired. I need a break. I'll always recommend each and every student out there to take a break, so that you can plan ahead how you have to attempt your listening section, and you can you feel a bit fresh after the break, and you are more focused in listening. You need to be very, very attentive, because you have limited time and you have got a lot of tasks to do. Then comes your summarized spoken text, exactly the same template which we give out in the class. I've shared one template in the video based on summarized spoken text. That template works as well, because I used that in the last attempt, I guess. I think once I used it, I don't remember which attempt it was, but yes, it 110% works. But this time I used the template which we give out in the class, and that is 110% working. 90 listening, 90 writing. What you have to focus on: listening, summarize spoken text, add around write around 65-70 words, add at least 10 to 12 keywords from the given lecture in your answer. Be very careful with your spellings, at least proofread 2 to 3 times, and make sure you capitalize all the proper nouns. You get a lot of proper nouns in summarized spoken text. Then comes your MCQ multiple answers. Make sure one thing which I would like to point out over here, right? I see a lot of students, I meet a lot of students who don't pay attention to listening MCQ single answers, listening MCQ multiple answers, select missing word, and highlight correct summary. I will always recommend you to give your 100% over here. Why? Because in listening you cannot skip a question, means you cannot save your time before the audio finishes. So because you cannot move on to the next question before your audio stops, you have to listen to the audio, right? And if you are putting in that time and energy listening to the audio, it's very important, and it's better to pay attention to what is going on in the audio so that you can focus on the audio and get the right answer. I'm not asking you to waste time over here, but what I'm asking you is to make sure that you pay attention in those 20 to 30 seconds. Listen to the audio carefully, try to get the right answer. Don't just ignore everything, because even if they don't really contribute a lot of points towards your listening section, they do somewhat, and those 1 or 2 points can make a difference. Every time I've gone for the exam, this year whenever we were conducting the experiments, I used to pay attention to small tasks, MCQ single, multiple, select missing words, highlight correct summary. I did not used to spend too much time after the audio. I only used to spend around 5-10 seconds, and every time I've got 19 listening. Last 8 attempts I've got 19 listening. Why? I won't really say that every time things were very easy or very hard, but yes, I used to make sure whatever I do, I give my 100%. I never took small tasks for granted. I always pay my 110% over there, but I do not spend time and I do not compromise other tasks because of those tasks, right? So give your 100%. If you get the right answer, well and good. If not, select the one which you think is right and move on. MCQ multiple answer, unless and until you're not 120% sure, only select one answer. Listening MCQ multiple answer, if you are not 110% sure, only one answer. Even if you're 95% sure, I'll always recommend only one answer, because there's negative marking and you may mess up your time. You have spent the time, and if you don't get anything out of it, your time won't be worth it, and then you are not going to get anything out of it. Then your listening blanks, 2 to 3 things which I take out of listening blanks. Audios can be fast. Audios can be with a lot of distractions, lot of background noise. That's what we have done on Language Academy's portal. We have created few listening blanks with a lot of background noise so that you know what is going to happen and what you can expect in the exam. After that, next thing which we can expect in listening fill in the blanks, you will have a lot of blanks after full stop, right? And this is where a lot of students mess up. After full stop, you have to make sure you start your answer with a capital alphabet. Any kind of proper noun needs to be capitalized, and you have to make sure you write or listen to S and ED sound at the end of the words. Very, very important. Then comes your highlight correct summary, select missing words, and MCQ single answers. Take your time, understand the audio, but once the audio is done, do not spend more than 5 to 10 seconds in select missing word and MCQ single answers. And for highlight correct summary, do not spend more than 20 seconds. Try to practice around 5 to 10 highlight correct summaries every day, because they do contribute somewhat towards your reading section as well and can help you get a good score in reading. Then after that, highlight incorrect words, super important. One very important thing you need to pay attention over here, you don't just need to listen actively, you need to read actively as well. I always recommend my students read actively and listen passively. Your focus should be on screen, that what is given on the screen. If you focus properly what is there on the screen, you will be able to better find the incorrect words. But if you'll just focus on listening to the audio, you're not reading exactly what is on the screen, you will miss out words with very minor differences, right? So it's very, very, very important that you read actively and listen passively. Listen properly, but your focus should be on the screen, that what is given on the screen and what is expected out of you. Then your write from dictations. I got 4 write from dictations at this time. Students normally get 3 or 4 write from dictations. Very rare you may also get 5. Now in here, what I did is I used the new techniques again. Just a hint about new techniques. Wherever I was not really sure about the word, I added few extra words, and yes, I've got 19 listening and writing. So if you are in doubt, you can add few extra words, but yes, don't just keep on adding extra words without any kind of purpose. Make sure you start with the capital alphabet, at the end you put full stop, and practice around 40 write from dictations every day. I hope I gave you a bit of information on each and every task, and you got to know that yes, there's no changes. You may expect new questions, but that is not considered a change in the exam. Any exam you sit for, you'll never get same questions again and again. For a time being, you may get some questions repeated, but at the end, each and every organization will update the question bank, and that is not somewhat of a change, and that is not something you should be worried about. You need to be very confident. You need to practice. Whenever you practice, don't practice to cram things. Practice to understand the logic and practice to understand the meaning, and you'll be able to face each and everything in the exam. If you want to practice, you can log on to www.languageacademy.com.au. We have just released our AI powered practice portal. You can practice each and every task over there and get instant feedback. You can take sectional mock test, and you can also take a full mock test, AI evaluated. You'll get the feedback and your score report at the same time. Another thing guys, you need to make sure that you practice properly. Don't take this for granted. No point of taking the exam again and again. You can also subscribe to our online classes or a video course. I've designed myself personally based on all my experience. Each and everything goes down into this video course. The link to the video course is in the description box below. Each and everything you need to know to crack PTE with the perfect 90 is there in the video course. All the new strategies, all the new templates are there in the video course, and I'm sure you're going to get your score if you follow each and everything religiously. That's it from this video guys. I hope you got a bit of information. If you like the video, please do like, please do comment, do let me know that this video was helpful. And if you want me to make a video on any other topic, do let me know in the comment section. I'll try to give my 110%. That's it guys, Varun signing off. Please do share, subscribe. That will help me and keep me motivated. And if you do get your score with my videos, watching my videos, please do let me know. That is one source of motivation for me as well and will help me keep going. Thank you guys, Varun signing off. Take care and have a good day. Thank you.